Hello and welcome to the VR Master League. Today we are bringing Animal House and Phoenix live to your screens wherever you may be. This should hopefully be a very good match indeed. These teams, they've played each other once before in the past and it was a relatively close match then, and it should hopefully be a relatively close match now. Though last time they played, Animal House did not do so well on the first two maps, though the third map they certainly did much better. They took it 0-4 after losing 4-1 on the other two maps. Hopefully we see something much closer than that today. Maybe it'll go to 3-4 every single map. I wouldn't be too surprised if it does, and if it does, that'll be a very, very long match indeed. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see. We do already have the information, the bans, one of which will be very expected by all parties involved really. So let's take a look at this then. The first map ban from Animal House, we of course have the very expected Subway ban. People don't want to play it yet. It's too scary. It's too new. Get it out of there. Now on to the second ban. This being from Phoenix is going to be, again, not particularly surprising, a downfall ban. They do not do so well on downfall, so it's not too surprising to see this go out the way. And the first map, again, we've got to hurry along. They're already starting. Is going to be bizarre for that first map. So it's going to be a relatively fast-paced one, I believe. Both these teams are relatively aggressive. But let's go straight in now. No. Ignore that, we are not picking Tanker. There you go. Anyway, here we go into now the first round of the first map, the start of this match. Should hopefully be a very good one overall, as I've said. So let's hope for it. Bar, it seems Animal House is opting for a Eastern two-guy push, the rest coming through the center. Pretty standard stuff. Aggressive smokes, though. They might be trying to go straight up with that. What, Squiggy? He already tried to cross over and he gets punished. That was way too of an aggressive move. Looks like Manako just got really enough to angle on him, actually. No way he caught him on the back of the wall there. Let's actually take a look at his body. Oh, that's just unfortunate. He got taken down just as he started to cross. That's very, very unfortunate. But the rest of Animal House is starting to move in now. Zach Fontaine's going to be the main contester to stop Green Theft Auto here. He's going to just walk straight inside of him, get taken down. Unfortunate, walking straight into them. Not too great of an idea. Silent Knight gets taken down. The rest of Animal House, they still do have a good chance here. You can see Stephen was unfortunately taken down by the objective, but that does still have 3 members of Animal House left. With one of them coming up the far eastern side, Statham is going to be in a very bad way. As long as Green Theft Auto just keeps his gun trained there, and that he does. As Officer Statham goes down, Green Theft actually trying to go for the objective, I think, now. Gibbs is going to be on the objective looking for him, though. He's just going around the corner just at the right pace, but he's peeking out, and he's just sitting behind the pillar waiting for him, and he takes him down. And now, this is a 2v2, though there is a res possible onto Zach Fontaine for Phoenix. They could definitely get that, and that would be a big boon for them to actually get this. Yeah, they are going for that revive. That's exactly what they need, and their defense so far relatively solid for holding off the remainders of Animal House on the eastern side here. They send a man through the north. Rushes, however, will be in big trouble. Rushes might actually be the one going on the might be giving some trouble to Animal House, but never mind. It seems that Gibbs managed to pick off Inaka. I think he got too aggressive peeking out to the open there. Not something you really want to do on this kind of objective with this many people left. Willow seems to be rotating around to the northern side, and he's most likely going to take down whoever that is in the northern alley, that being Russia Z. Most likely. It's still possible that Russia Z could catch him off guard, but I find it unlikely. As long as Willow plays his cards right, he should know that someone will be in that north alley or very close to it. Knows how much time is left. You can see him checking his clock. Seems he's just looking for a pick first. He does have all of the time in the world. He has 3 minutes. 3 minutes to move about. 1v3 situation. Why has he got his knife out? Might we see a Thunder Pilot tactic here? Throwing his knife to make noise distraction. Get Rushy to peek out on the northern side. If we see that, that would be absolutely genius. And I may have to just applaud loudly. That's why he had the knife out. Very good spot, Willow. I did not spot that in the spectator cam. There was a C4 planted just on the floor. Might be the first C4 disarm we've seen, at least I've seen. But Willow is playing his cards very slowly. He's interestingly still coming in from the eastern side. Coming in from the west is pretty much suicide, but he maybe does have a chance coming in from north, picking off Russia Z, rotating back around east, then coming in through there, as long as he has the smokes. If he doesn't have the smokes, then it'll be very, very difficult for him to actually push in, but it is still possible. But unfortunately, it's not possible. Willow looks like he got too aggressive peeking out in the street here. Wow, yeah, he made it all the way here, and he just got picked off by Zach Fontaine from the building, and that is going to be it for Phoenix that round, or rather Animal House that round. Seems Phoenix is having a tech issue with one of their guys, and he's going to be reconnecting, hopefully not too long, but definitely an aggressive round for Animal House, and it didn't work out past the initial bit. If they were able to get Steven in on the northern side, that would have been a very different story, but it seems, I believe it was Russia Z, got pretty aggressive with him on the north, and he managed to just peek around the corner, get the peak's advantage, and take him down. See how Phoenix decides to attack this same objective. I think Animal House is going to be on the offense, or offense on defense, that is. So they'll be playing pretty aggressive positions, trying to catch people off guard, especially Willow. I do expect Willow and Green Theft to take some aggressive positions. Steven will almost certainly rather, be the last man left on the side of Animal House, regardless. But now that we have some time now, finally, we can talk about again the bans and the last time these two teams played. Last time they played was about a month and 3 weeks ago. It was almost 2 months. It's pretty close to anyway. It was a Phoenix win pretty handily on the first two maps. 4-1 Cargo, 4-1 Suburbia, then 0-4 on Downfall with Animal House really getting the comeback on the final map. Maybe we'll see a similar case here. I don't think we will. I think Animal House is going to take the Volk rounds at the very least on Bazaar. But Marstok, I think it is very difficult to draw too many conclusions from. Regardless, Phoenix not too confident on Downfall, do decide to ban that, and Subway, the obvious choice really. Like vultures over a drum mag here on the side of Phoenix. C4 on the side of Animal House. Slightly less vulture-y, equally as destructive to the enemy team. I'm curious to where they'll actually throw it though. I'm not sure it's Enaka that has it. I think it is these two, Silent Knight and Will-o'-the-Wisp. C4 on Silent Knight, so it must be on Green Theft. And Rush Z, he's already moved up pretty aggressive because they did get that quick spawn on the side of Phoenix. He's already given it away, and he was not able to take down Green Theft Auto. He knows he's got to be pretty careful now about peeking that window, because if he gets double peeked from the window and also the stairs at the same time, it's pretty much good night. And is that a nade being popped? Yes, it is. It actually almost went straight through. Unfortunately, Green Theft, he did get a little bit too aggressive throwing it, and it didn't work out entirely. But it almost did. It almost did go through. If that had gone through, that had been... It's nade aimbot. That's what I would have called it. Thinking back to the rest of Phoenix now. Seems like trying for an eastern focused offense. Pretty standard. They do have Gibbs watching over the central market. Trying to maybe catch Silent Knight if he peeks out too much. But Zach Fontaine and the other two members are going to be the ones looking for Enaka on the eastern side before they continue their reign of terror. Never mind. It's going to be Enaka continuing his reign of terror. Taking down Zach Fontaine. Maybe he has the C4. Yes, he does. He has the detonator at least. Where is it? He just detonated the C4. We don't know where it went off, but it doesn't matter. Enaka gets taken down by Statham from Blue Room. A pretty uncommon position for Marstok to take normally. It is quite exposed and doesn't really give you too much of a vision over to the eastern side, but sometimes people take it, it typically works out to good effect. Impressive fire from Green Theft, or rather Russia's not really doing too much there, and Gibbs, he's already behind the defense here. He's taken down one. Rush as he was taken down the north though, but Gibbs rather, he's going for blood as he does trade with Silent Knight. That is going to be a revive and a death on the side of Phoenix, taking it to a 2v2. Luckily, very luckily didn't accidentally revive Gibbs there. That was quite a cluster of bodies. You got to be careful doing stuff like that. You don't want a Thunder Pilot OC5 situation happening. Same objective, same map. Only difference being the teams. Smoke's less than ideal. Officer Statham can redirect it inside of the objective, try and cause a little bit of chaos. He does stand a pretty good chance of coming through Blue Room here and taking Animal House off guard, or rather slightly by surprise. They will expect him to come through Blue Room, though. He has the cover advantage. He has a noise advantage. He'll stay nice and silent because there's quite a few places you can peek from Blue Room compared to places you can defend on objective, and he has all the utility in the world really. Fortunately, not much effect though. He has smoked out the entrance. Maybe he's planning to just kind of move through it. Maybe he's planning to do a Biggie Smalls of G-Man. Put the nade on, or rather the smoke on his chest, and he'll slowly move up. That would be a hell of a thing to see. He's going for the low peak here. He could take down Silent Knight if he's careful enough, though he does have to be very cautious of also getting taken down. And getting taken down is exactly what happens. And now it's just left of Squiggy. He knows where Silent Knight is. It's a pretty common position at this point. He just has to catch him the second he peeks. He does have very good cover. I'm not entirely sure if that wood is penetrable or not. That table and chair, it should be, considering it's wood. It's bizarre. All the wood's penetrable.
Two minutes less than.
Well, he thinks he's still talking to his teammates. He doesn't realise he's the last one left. That Officer Statham went down. Not sure what the plan for Squiggy is now. I think he'll come in from the north, and again, I predicted the same for Willow, and it was not the case. Maybe he's hell-bent on coming in from east. If he peeks the east wall here, he could take down Silent Knight if he prones around it. It would be a lot more successful than Officer Statham as a superior cover. Silent Knight kind of just standing out in the open. A very risky position there. He definitely does stand a chance of peeking this corner and taking him down. The only thing that needs to go is that he needs to recognize that it was in fact, or rather that Silent Knight has in fact rotated over. Oh no, this is a distraction from these rotating around north. It's the inverse of what someone said in chat, and it's most likely going to work out. Silent Knight, oh, that smoke just blocking him. He has 45 seconds remaining. Squiggy has to start making some moves on the objective right now. Will-o'-the-Wisp and also Silent Knight again pretty antsy, moving over towards the eastern side. What is the plan for Squiggy here? Silent Knight's peeking out the east. He should know he's either coming around north or coming around the west side now. He needs to speed up. Squiggy has got to go very quickly if he wants to take down Will-o'-the-Wisp, and also Silent Knight, or get the cap off even. He knows Will-o'-the-Wisp is in that building. He can hear him talk. He needs to rush this window and take him down. He rushes the window, but unfortunately it's him that gets taken down instead. The peek in the window not working out too well for him in this scenario. And Animal House, as I predicted, do take that round. By predictions, hopefully this wrap, or rather this match, will be better. He was very pressed for time though. If he'd rushed into the objective building, maybe he would have stood a better chance, but 20 seconds, 40 seconds, not really too big of a difference for either. He would have been very pressed for time and very scared of Silent Knight's rotation around the northern side regardless. It's a very hard situation, but Gibbs at least he's setting some fires. Some very large and dangerous fires. 4 kills in 2 rounds is pretty respectable with only 1 death. Even with 2 deaths, it's pretty respectable. It shows you're definitely pulling your weight on the team. And you're certainly not being too risky about it, which is a very good thing to start off with. If you don't start off on the right foot, sometimes it can affect you for the entirety or the entire duration of the match. And that is certainly not what you want. You want to start off on the right foot. And it seems both of the teams here are starting off right. So this should definitely Be a very competitive series indeed. Let's introduce some of the people here, because we haven't actually done that yet, because we were kind of rushed for time in between the rounds at the very start as well. And as I say that, the curse kicks into effect and I've run out of time. I cannot introduce the members, so we're going straight in then to the third round. This time the Western objective. This should definitely be a quick one from the side of Animal House here. I do expect a lot of smokes and them go pretty much straight across. Maybe they'll wait to get a guy up in the southwest, but I'm not entirely sure if they will actually wait for that. Does look like they're sending Willow and Silence over towards the southern side. Maybe they'll just come in from the blue room area, or maybe they'll come in from the far western side. I'm not entirely certain.
I'm gonna cover the right, you cover left.
Oh, Green Theft, he could get taken down here by an aggressive position from Rushers. That's a very good one, actually. I didn't really expect him to go up there. That's a very nice angle for catching someone going towards Pallets building. That is a nice, devastating early peek for them. There is also a member of Animal House doing the same thing almost. Rather, no. He's just in the two-story, much less threatening position for Russia Z.
Alright. Guys, since we lost the guy, we gotta pull this back. Let's go to minute 4.
Seems they are getting ready for the push now. They did lose the man, but it seems they're certainly not wasting any time. That's a very interesting position from Gibbs here. You don't see people really taking this. The boxes, sometimes people do lay down like here, but he's quite hard to aim there. And sitting behind the boxes, let's take a look at how big of a silhouette he's casting. Surprisingly not very big one, actually. He could be a big threat if anyone does come up the north. Unfortunately for him, it does not seem like there is. Steven instead coming in from the western courtyard. They will have to be careful. Taking their time pushing in the west though. Seems the calls we heard earlier were not about a push going in at 5 minutes, we're instead coordinating about a push later on, though we're not seeing anything just yet. One thing I am quite curious is if they have planted any C4. If we actually inspect these kind of walls, the tight passageways, check the ceilings inside the rooms, we may catch a C4 in waiting, but may also just have held off, try and get a nice safe bit instead. Definitely none in the back there. Seems the C4 is not in play on the western courtyard, though it may be planted somewhere else, we don't know. It's entirely possible. C4 on this western courtyard can work extremely well. Slightly concerned about where it may be, because I think teams will definitely play C4 on Bazaar. Pretty much every objective it can be used in very, very strong ways. Yaka taken down by Russia Z. That does alert Steven to his location on the western side, that rather northern side now. He's got to be very careful edging out here. Steven is looking over here very, very steely-eyed.
Blue room across.
Bulk hangout. That was shot from bulk hangout. I'm there, but I don't know where he's at.
Steven knows where he is. He sees them peek out there. Russia's got to be very careful. He's totally locked in. His only chance of just rushing out here, basically. He's going to smoke it instead, using a utility. Probably a good decision at this point. Steven will now have no idea when he does cross over eventually, assuming the smoke is actually fully effective. Steven backs off, and Zach Fontaine with the peek into the western courtyard there. That was a very aggressive peek, and it worked out really well for him. He could tell he was distracted by Russia's smoke. Maybe there was a little bit of coordination there. That was very good. Now, we are just left with Will-O-The-Wisp, and also the other man who is at Green Theft Auto, Silent Knight actually. Silent Knight and Will-O-The-Wisp in the western, southwest courtyard. Southern West. They're going to be the ones pushing up now. They have 2 minutes remaining. Certainly not enough time to do anything spectacular. They do have all of the utilities they need. They will have to be very cautious and peek in this northern side. Zach Fontaine will see Will-O-The-Wisp, and he's going to get taken down. He is still alive. Can call out the information. Question is Silent Night going to be able to work off of that information effectively?
And you're gonna have to go down by the pallets to shoot him.
It sounded like you got shot at by multiple angles, though.
It's the only one that can see us right now. If you take him out, it's me and you again. You just stand there. He has a new position.
Silent's concerned that there may be a second shooter.
Where's he at, Willow?
They are coordinating slightly as to the man being on the pallets. If Silent Night can just peek round quick, spray that corner, he's going to take him down. If they're going to get the revive off, and then they're going to have to do something very quickly in the space of 74 seconds. He's going to peek it, but he doesn't pre-fire it, and he gets taken down instead. I'm really surprised he didn't decide to pre-fire that. But Phoenix going to take that Vault Ground again. We may be seeing the Vault Ground trading I predicted at the start here, so it'll be a hell of a long series, that's for certain, if my prediction still continues to ring true through this map and the following. But now we are finally in the scoreboard again. We have the time. We can talk about who's playing today. On the side of Animal House, Stephen, Green Theft Auto, Will-O-The-Wisp, Enaka, and Silent Night, the captain of Animal House. Will-O-The-Wisp can be a hell of a contender, along with Stephen. They both pull off some clutch moments occasionally, especially Stephen on smaller maps. He can be a serious threat to teams. Got to make sure he's not the last one live, though typically he almost always is the last one. Phoenix are definitely going to have to look out for him, maybe trying to focus him a little bit. But on the side of Phoenix now, Russia Z, Officer Statham Gibbs are the captain, Zach Fontaine and Skuguken, the newest member though. I say newest, he's been on there for about a month now, so I don't think you can class him as new. He did come over from Mob Squad quite some time ago now, and he's been doing pretty well on the side of Phoenix. We are going to have to be also careful on the side of Animal House. Russia Z, Squiggy, Zach, all very good players. Officer Statham and Gibbs also included in that. I definitely didn't forget them, don't worry about that. They will have to be very cautious of it, because if they do pull off anything spectacular, the morals may go down, though Stephen I don't think will let that go on too long. Even against the Globochem, where Animal House lost 12-0, they were still up in their hopes, even to the final round, the final 2 rounds, they were still good. The Animal House may be impervious to the moral defects, although Phoenix, I don't know if they are. It's possible. I don't know enough about the players individually. Fourth round though. Going in with the Western objective again, this time Animal House's chance for the defense.
Oh, my remotes are blown.
Anyone have a C4?
Your remotes are low and on battery?
This one is. Just the one. That's just the important one.
Is it enough time?
Even controllers are running low on battery, that's concerning. The rest of Phoenix though, they look to be good. And they're actually trying for an eastern side here. Are they going to send guys up into the northern? It's certainly not a very direct approach here. Zach Fontaine could pick off Green Theft actually. He almost does. Timing almost not working out for him in any case.
Keep an eye on him.
He can just keep it locked in that corner, basically in perpetuum. He's not checking the actual angle for long enough. He moved between windows, that's pretty risky. Though it will stop Green Theft Auto from peeking out, pre-firing the windows, which is definitely very good. Though I expect another man, maybe Steven, to rotate around, trying to press these windows. Never mind. He just gets out safely with 2 members of Phoenix looking for him. I'm not entirely sure how that worked out. He's moving very quickly like lightning. Lightning, rather. Oh, Enaka. Enak's in a good position here. He could tag 2 on the northern wall here. I'm surprised they've sent this many up here, actually. Normally teams send people towards the north wall, especially on this objective. Zach Fontaine was picked off on the center there. That's not what Phoenix needs right now. Russia Z did get taken down the north as well. That does leave Gibbs to take down Enak, which will be a very hard shout indeed. Oh, he has spotted him from the sounds of it. Those definitely didn't sound like confirming shots, though possibly they were. Gibbs is being pretty cautious. More shots ringing out from Green Theft. He wants to deal with Officer Statham. He did take down Zach Fontaine there just a minute ago, so he wants to try and get the other kill. But that smoke did block his view, but it didn't block it long enough. It moved out of the way. He must have rolled or something as Officer Statham loses his concealment and gets taken down, leaving it just up to the 2 remaining members, Skoryukin, Gibbs. As Gibbs is actually already rotated. He's trying to back up Squiggy here. But Steven's in a very good position to actually stop him. The second Gibbs makes noise up in this building here, Steven's going to peek out of that window to his right and take him down immediately. Oh, I hope there isn't a team kill though. Sees the head. He sees it's Marsoc. He's safe. Steven actually really concerned about them coming over from the stairs. He's not peeking out to deal with Gibbs or Squiguken. This may be a little bit of a thorn for Animal House. They do stand a very good chance of taking this round. Oh, Gibbs peeks out, or rather Gibbs gets very lucky not peeking out. Squiggy is the one that peeks and gets taken down. Steven now looking for him as well. He does look for him. He does take him down. And that is going to be the 4th round again. A Volk round. Steven screaming abracadabra at the top of his lungs. He's a true magician. Two on this first map. We take a look back in time towards the last time they played again. As I said, 1 month or 3 weeks ago. First 2 maps were definitely not this close, though. Animal House is a lot better on Bazaar than they are on, say, Cargo or Suburbia. Suburbia is they've played it 10 times this season. They've only won it 40% of the time. Definitely not too great of a score to have, but done reasonably well on it against a few teams. The rest of the map's mostly 50-50. That does include Cargo. They will have to be extremely cautious if they do want to actually take this map and the following ones to take the match. I think if Suburbia does get plopped down here, Suburbia or Cargo, I think they'll definitely try and lose. Well, I definitely they will actually lose that, not try to. We're going to hopefully a climactic 3rd match to determine who the winner actually is. This was Animal House's pick, Bazaar. That means they started off on Marsoc. That means Phoenix will win the Volk advantage trading. That's assuming my prediction holds true the entire match. I find that very unlikely.
We're going 549.
Alright, let's go. Nobody fire until we're in position. Don't give away the spawn.
Don't want to give away the spawn. That is definitely the correct choice for this objective. Giving away the spawn for this objective can be absolutely killer. Green Theft Auto, I imagine he'll really want to... Never mind, the spawn's already been given away. Inaka was taken down by Russia's Z immediately. Only 13 seconds in, that seems like. 13 seconds, they already lost the man. And the spawn has been given away. That means Greenpath's going to be very lucky if he manages to survive pushing to the eastern side here. He has to deal with Squeeze. The suppression coming out from him. He needs to back off and reposition. That's exactly what he's doing. He could definitely take Squiggy off guard here. He peeks around the eastern side. He does trade with him. That is a double trade. Both Reservoir. Oh, here goes Rushdie. He really wants to confirm this, but it's Willow suppressing him, keeping him inside that building. He wants to keep him locked in there while Silent Night goes for the revive. They do get that revive off. That's what they need. So he's going to get confirmed. Rushes E. He's going to most likely get taken down by Green Theft as well. Here he goes, spraying around the corners. He gets taken down. It seems that Animal House have already pulled this back despite that first round, or the first 15-second loss. Ignore that. That's the tank comms. We don't want to hear none of that. The rest of Phoenix, I imagine, must be slightly panicked. Zach Fontaine in a very common but solid position to defend people walking up to the objective. Statham and Gibbs almost killing each other there. That was very worrying. They cannot have another member go down right now. Or Griefeld, he's being aggressive running about here. He gets taken down same time as Silent Night, and the tides, they've rapidly turned from a 4v3 rapidly into a 2v3. That's not what Animal House wants at all. Teams remaining members of Animal House doing a very smart decision to come in from the northern side. That does pretty much remove Zach Fontaine from the equation, assuming they don't try and go for a cap. As long as they hang about behind the walls, they should be in a relatively safe position. Gribbs making a lot of noise there. Stephen has to know there's going to be someone up in this courtyard bit. Most likely we'll be communicating that to Willow.
Got 3.5 minutes left. Let's wait until 1.5 to move.
They're poking out of the wall there from Gibbs. That is going to give away his position. I think Willow may have just missed that. Gibbs is very lucky that Willow actually managed to miss that. He's not going to actually see it in future. As long as he doesn't get too close to that wall. He has to reposition now and he's in the safe now. That will allow Animal House members to move up unaware of Gibbs' location, which will be very dangerous for them. Especially for Willow if he pushes in on the eastern side, which he definitely will, unless he for some reason decides to rotate around, hook up with Stephen. I'm curious what they're waiting for though. They have all of the time they need right now. I think they're more likely just looking for any picks before they decide to move in. They are slowly moving in. Stephen throwing out a smoke. It's actually a nade, and a very solid one at that. It could have potentially taken down one. Gibbs getting picked through the wall there. That's the pick they needed to start this off. Stephen, he's actually trying to kill
I know.
Willow. But he's luckily very quickly checked his tablet and he knows that's a friendly now. Officer Satham also getting picked off, down on the second floor. That is going to leave just one member on Phoenix now. Zach Fontaine to defend from the prone fountain position. They most likely won't expect him here now, because there's only one place he can defend the one man left. They do know that. So he's going to be rotating back to the objective, or so they think. But he has a good location here. Unless they need the fountain, most likely he'll take down one. And Willow rotating around to the eastern side. A very interesting rotation along with Stephen moving around to the western side. That is going to block off Zach Fontaine's vision, actually. They will not be able to see them coming in from this side, or rather both these sides. Questionable smoke from Willow there. Maybe it's him trying to fake out Zach Fontaine, make him rotate to the objective, thinks there's someone coming in from the northern side. It's possible. But Willow seems more unaware that Zach Fontaine could be by this fountain. He's not even looking over there. Second the shots ring out and take down Willow, it's going to be Zach Fontaine getting taken down by Stephen. Here we go, speaking. He sees the legs. He sees the legs spinning about on the floor, and he gets taken down there. Animal House taking a master ground, defying my prediction finally. And if they take the vault ground, that'll be a 4-2, and that'll be kind of about as close as I expected. Phoenix, they did narrowly clutch that round. If they just managed to execute off that that 4v2 a little bit better, 3v2 rather, a little bit better, that could have been a very different story.
There's blue dots where they go. X.
I think if Animal House do take this 4-2, take the defense round, then this will be a match going to Animal House overall. That is my prediction. That if Animal House take this round, they'll be going all the way the long stretch to take the match. My prediction for that, I think it is typically solid, but I don't entirely know. Maybe the curse has reactivated and like gotten worse. All of a sudden, they've turned the difficulty for predictions all the way up to 11. We'll have to see. Pull to double tap the bodies coming out from, I believe that was Gibbs of Phoenix. Might have been Squeakin actually, I'm not entirely certain. It was definitely one of them, I think. I may be totally wrong. I have not seen, well, I do not play with members of Phoenix in pubs or comps, typically time zones and all that. But regardless, this is an aggressive Animal House defense from the looks of it. Again, this man on the western side may be under a big threat here if I don't get stuck in the palm tree. It's going to be Silent Night in a very aggressive position. This is typically a West objective defense spot, and he's in this spot rather, for that central objective. He has made noise. Officer Statham stomping about, and he's going to get taken down by Silent Night. Another man trying to peek out, and it's a trade between the two. An early double pick for Animal House. Now they have lost Silent Night in the process. Not going to be too big of an issue for them. That's the kind of stuff they want to start off with. I don't know if Steven might actually peek through here. It would be very unfortunate if he did. Luckily it seems he's safe. The rest of Animal House taking up kind of standard defensive positions and not being too aggressive with it. Seems to be a recurring theme, really. As I say, not too aggressive. All of the Wisp already up in the far north side. I was about to say they normally have one, maybe two aggressive defenders move out. The rest will sink back in normal positions. But I guess my prediction was wrong yet again. You do see aggressive teams do that typically. They have two people at max on the aggressive Volk positioning. They go far out. They take aggressive position, do aggressive moves. The other guy's there to back them up, come in later on when they expect the area to be clear and just flank them, or just wait for them to pass them and take them down with a second line of defense. There you go. It can work out very well in that case. Second line not working out so well, though it did work out well for the initial aggressive positioning. Though Steven is going to be in a very good position to deal with Zach Fontaine here. Somehow Enaka managed to see the guy way up in the northwest. That's a hell of a tight angle. And it did almost work out. He had to duck back a little bit. Rushes, though, is very spooked with peeking out this area. Steven is also looking for Zach Fontaine. Seems he missed him the first time round through the window somehow, but he's very aware of his location. Zach Fontaine also knows that Steven is here. Zach Fontaine peeks round, guns blazing. Zach Fontaine again peeks it, gets saved. Steven very luckily getting saved by Green Theft Auto. Now that is going to be just the other two members, Squiggy and Rush Z, to move in from the western side now. They have 3 minutes 15 seconds remaining. That is loads of time, but it entirely depends on how they work off of this time. Steven might get aggressive and rush out here. Rush Z will see him counter that rush, and it's going to be a trade now. It's just a 1v2. Phoenix, they do have a chance to bring this back. A 1v2 is entirely possible. Squeakin just needs to get some dashings of luck his way. Take down Enak or maybe Green Theft Auto, and he stands a chance of being able to clutch this into a 3v3. Clutch it and take the round into a 3v3. Enak is in a really good position to deal with Skoyukin here, though. He must know he's still on the western side. He was watching the north, so he would have known if there were any rotations. And Enak, yeah, he's going to take him down immediately from the northern kind of courtyard here. And Animal House, obeying my prediction yet again, they take that 4-2. And if they continue my prediction, they will take the entirety of this match. Probably with something similar to those scores. I think that was kind of the stuff you expected from Animal House here. They are above Phoenix for a reason. They do have a higher win rate. They have played a lot of very hard teams as well this season, along with Phoenix. There's certainly no slouches. They did have a very close match against G-Man. That G-Man, though, they did very narrowly win against Phoenix. It was incredibly close. They lost Bazaar pretty brutally, but they took the other two maps, Quarantine and Suburbia, 2-4 and 3-4 respectively. So that's definitely a nice score to see. And oh my god, what are we seeing here? Sorry, we're going to the war room right now because I'm in shock. I'm in utter and complete shock at what this second map is. So there are the bands again. Subway from Animal House, Downfall from Phoenix, and the second map is going to be Suburbia 2. Suburbia 2 is the map for the second choice of Phoenix here. I am deeply confused, scared and interested all at the same time. It's an amalgam of emotions I'm feeling right now. I'm not entirely sure how to react to this. There may be some incredibly sneaky plays here. Maybe that's what Phoenix is counting on incredibly sneaky plays, try and get some sneak caps in, that is possible. But my god, I've not seen Suburbia 2 play in League in quite some time. It must have been 5+ weeks to see it at all, let alone myself cast it. It's been quite some time, and Box Toys is coming in, filling for another member. Let's actually remember who that was. Just taking a look at my notes. Who was playing before? It was not Inaka. It was Will o' the Wisp. Will o' the Wisp has hopped out, and in has come Box Toys. He's going to be the one taking over. I imagine maybe he's better on Suburbia. Maybe it was planned. They do, I think, rotate people out occasionally just to make sure everyone gets the same level of practice, but who knows? Maybe he's just really good. Maybe he's a silent dark horse on Suburbia 2. That is also entirely possible. And maybe he'll defy my expectations and take this. Well, Animal House take it. The first round of the second map, that being Suburbia 2, as you can see, I am still unbelievable. This is still utterly unbelievable that we are seeing Suburbia 2 for the second map. That's not what I expected. Suburbia maybe, Suburbia 2 definitely not. Animal House, so they may defy my expectations, as I said, and take this, but that'll be a hell of a thing indeed. Let me know which one you prefer more. No night vision, or rather no flashlight or flashlight. I'm torn between the two. I'll keep flashlight on for now, for clarity's sake. One thing good about the night map is that players on the map are very, very visible. You can see just how many people are stacked on the western side of Phoenix here. And a really nice long-range nade from Steven all the way at the wooden fences there, managing to take down Zach Fontaine. He is respawn. There is going to be a man peeling all the way off on the western side, that being Gibbs. Green Theft also spotting a man in the center.
Just messing around.
No, he's just messing around according to his call on the radio. Though he could have actually taken down a member. That would have been a very interesting nade indeed. Steven, or the Silent Knight, doing his usual thing as well. Saw him do that during the Legionnaires match. He did throw a nade over there, hear the man go down, rush out and get a quad kill, which was very interesting to see. There was a clip of that on this Twitch. Naka getting taken down by Gibbs. That will open up a little bit of a hole on Animal House's defense now. They could sneak up the eastern side prone as long as they can deal with Steven, which is a penetrable fence. So it should be very easy to deal with him indeed. The question is, can they deal with Silent Knight on this side? He's pushed up to a very aggressive position here. He's actually going out, trading with Skoguken. Somehow Officer Statham managed to get past. He's going to call out all of this though. There goes Silent Knight. And getting that revive off. They should know, Animal House, that there is a hole on the western side, and they're going to be crossing over very shortly. Gibbs getting a very nice down to Steven through the fence finally, but the rest of Animal House, or the rest of Phoenix, are moving across the western side. Green Theft's going to be the one that has to deal with Officer Statham here. He is very obvious walking out like that, and he gets taken down. There's a lot of night vision in play here. Unfortunately, Green Theft also getting too aggressive, gets taken down. Now it's just Box Toys remaining. There is a revive possible for Animal House, though, however unlikely it may be. He'd have to rotate around to the northeast side and get the revive off into Steven. Very dangerous, I don't see it happening. So Box Toys just has to deal with the remaining 4 members of Phoenix, which is a hell of a thing to actually have to do, especially on a night map. I do not think his chances are very high. Though it is entirely possible he actually has run out of ammo. Oh no, Zach Fontaine, he gets team killed, and Squiguken is going for the cap here. Looks like Box Toys did catch it. He sees him going up there. Unfortunately, Gibbs takes down Box Toys just as he rushes him.
I was capping.
They do at least know, Animal House, that they are very, very lucky to have denied that cap, or rather to have been denied that cap. Being capped first round, second lap, definitely not a good way to go. So Phoenix, they're going to be sad. Animal House, they're going to be very happy about that. Box Toys in a very hard situation. They did manage to make the best of by not getting capped against 1v4s. Incredibly difficult to really do anything on. You basically just have to suicide yourself into the open and just pray that there's nobody rushing the objective that can cap in seconds. I really want to see something different coming out of Phoenix on the offense here. I want to see a really aggressive defense, because that'll be really interesting, I think. Because playing on Suburbia 2, there are numerous new positions that, because it's just so visible in the day, would not be taken normally. But on night, they will actually be taken quite solidly. Oh, maybe Phoenix has been practicing. There's no way they take Suburbia 2 otherwise if they haven't practiced the night map. Because, my god, that is insane. The Caltrop strategy, yes. This is the Caltrop strategy of map selection, Emil. Now, this was also Phoenix's map pick. Because, of course, they are the away team, Animal House being the home team. Animal House picks first. Or they can decide to give the pick to the other opposing team and take the side instead. But that was not the case in this scenario. Map now. You already see knives and mags on the floor. That mag actually bouncing around, trading those drum mags. Very important on Marsoc. Very important on Volk as well, but you don't really use them. You can only trade between the G3 and the G3 Auto, which are not particularly useful. Typically, if you're going to go G3, you're going to go G3 Auto, regardless. No real reason to take Rifleman to take a G3. But there's a C4. You can see it planted in a very nice position, though. Maybe a little bit obvious if they get to here, yeah. Maybe Zach Fontaine could peek and take them down, though. It entirely depends on if Phoenix feels a little bit peaky tonight. Seems that Animal House is kind of feeling this passive initial defense or passive initial offense, to make sure nobody from Phoenix gets too aggressive with their Volk, starts pushing up, takes down members of Animal House when they weren't expecting it. But it seems that Phoenix, they're trying for a passive defense here, playing pretty standard positions for this objective. They've got a kill box set up on the objective. Steven trying to take down Zach Fontaine there. No, he's not behind the fence. He's instead just ducking behind the concrete there. Very solid position, however easily nadeable it may be. Smoke, if that would have been a nade, it may have been very solid. Unfortunately not. Now it is just up to the rest of Animal House. If they get the nades into the good positions, it'll be very solid indeed. There are lots of nadeable spots, especially for this objective, but it's just smokes so far currently. Lots of good smokes though. Two good ones on the objective, the other one's blocking sight lines from Russia Z. Seems everyone at Animal House is deciding to come in from the eastern side. Actually, I'm surprised they decided to send everyone towards the eastern side, and so slow at that. They're not actually going for the push off of the smokes. The smokes seem to be mostly distraction as they're letting them expire. Smokes on the western side as well. Those may not be distraction. They may actually be real smokes. That'll have people cross over. The Gibbs is waiting for the men crossing over on the western side. He's got that suppression out, so they'll have to be incredibly careful. Most likely not going to risk it. Gibbs is just going to suppress that. Animal House most likely will be forced back to the eastern side where they will have to do their offense. Steven in a very tough position. If Enoch can watch the eastern side where Zach Fontaine currently is, that would be very solid. Steven though would have to be incredibly careful of Squiggy at the exact same time, being careful of two angles at once. Typically a recipe for disaster. Animal House though getting that pick off on Russia Z just at the center of the map there. That's a very solid position to take down. I call it the Woods spot. Where Woods goes and you always know where members of beginners are going to go. It's a very predictable team. Phoenix though, much less predictable rather. So they will have to be very cautious against any future rounds that Steven, or rather Phoenix, may play it much more unexpectedly. Zach Fontaine popping off those shots. Could get punished for it, but Zach Fontaine takes down Silent Night. The suppression does come out from Steven. Unfortunately, not going to be enough. More smokes on the objective. Enaka now the one watching over for Zach Fontaine. He seems to be playing cautious enough that he won't get taken down, but it's mostly just Officer Statham holding that detonator. I'm surprised he hasn't detonated it just yet. There goes 1 and 2. Taken down at the same time, that being Enaka and Skoyuka. It seems they traded. Very unfortunate. Somehow Zach Fontaine actually managed to not catch him moving up there. I imagine Steven will be the one looking for him. It's going to be so difficult to spot someone on that black car in the black of Suburbia too, especially with the green tint of the night vision. Or that smoke, that nade. Neither. It's useless. I got stuck in the bus. Boxois is continuing with his watchful eye over on the western side, or rather central west. Roughly around lane 2 position. Surprisingly, Animal House, they haven't really moved off anything yet. They've gotten a bit too scared. They lost their man roughly at the start. They lost another one just a minute ago. And now they're kind of too scared to push in. They do have equal numbers. There is no man advantage. And they should know that maybe. But there was the trade between Enaka, so it would make sense. Zach Fontaine having a huge advantage on this position here.
School bus.
Could easily take down Steven if he so desired. So difficult for Steven to actually view Zach Fontaine black on black in the black of the night. But the nade comes out, it could be good. Never mind. Box Toys from the central bit where the C4 was planted takes down Zach Fontaine. Now he's looking for Gibbs as well. That C4 has to go off soon. In fact, he's gotten out already. The C4 has gone off, it seems. The C4 is no longer on the wall. Unfortunately, no effect. And Green Theft Auto is going to be looking for Officer Statham. He just needs to look through the fence a little bit, and he'll see him in the plant pot. Yeah, he sees him there. The shots ring out. He gets taken down. Finally, Animal House working off of their push now. 1 taken down. Now it's just a 1v3. Phoenix Gibbs, a very bad spot for them. Most likely Animal House. Maybe it'll go to the way of the Marsoc trades. Boxois could go straight for a cap here. It'll be very difficult for him to actually get spotted by Gibbs, especially when he's running about like this behind the fence. Greenbuff gets spotted by Gibbs, gets taken down. Now it's a 1v2. He could actually pull this back if he's lucky enough. Boxois gets spotted, but unfortunately it's Steven who spots him at the same time from the eastern side. Proning takes him down. And now take that round. Just to give a recap in case you forgot what the previous round scores were. So far it is 1-1 on Suburbia. The first map was Bazaar. 4-2 was a pretty nice round. Pretty much rap. I'm hungry. Pretty nice map by Animal House. Though they did have some issues on a couple of rounds. It was pretty much incredibly close either way. It went down to a 1v1, 2v2 pretty much every single round. So regardless, I think we'll be seeing a very long series here. Even if Suburbia may go one-sided either way. I still think Phoenix could pull ahead with this. They just need to get 1 cap in. 1 cap was all that it takes. And this is a northwest objective for the next time on the white car. When we do go into this round, we will be seeing most likely, I think, a cap attempt coming out from Phoenix. A rush in. They do not have their star cappers, Malcriado or Mauno here. So maybe not. Maybe my predictions will be denied yet again. But it seems like something Phoenix may do. To me, at least. Mentally. Third round of Suburbia 2 now. Very uncommonly picked map. I think Phoenix, let's take a look at what they're thinking here. I'm definitely feeling a rush coming out.
I'm not having a good night, man. You guys might want to get Mano in here to relieve me. That's okay.
Maybe Mano will be coming in then. Squee not feeling so confident. If we take a look at the scoreboard quickly, he's only going 0-1. That's not so bad. Not entirely sure how he did perform on the first map, but he clearly doesn't feel too good about his performance. Regardless, and that may be affecting him. Enaka being very aggressive here, takes down Rushes immediately. He's backing off now. He got that pick. That's exactly what he wants. Now, The other two members here, Squee and Officer Statham, are going to be very cautious of it. That nade would have been solid. Unfortunately, he is not in that position. Enoch also looking for Zach Fontaine. Not going to have any kind of actual confrontation. Just shots going through the wood. Not actually any real shots landing. But it's actually Silent Night with the nade onto Zach Fontaine. He gets immediately revived by Squiggy. Officer Statham, what are you doing? You absolute madman with a double team kill. Officer Statham. I think Squiguken is safe to stay here, and Officer Statham's going to have to be swapped out for Mano instead. This absolute madman. I don't think he's realised yet. He's realised now. He knows what he's done. He knows he's killed two. And now he knows he's the last one left. It seems that man went down on the western side. Not in a trade, so it is 1v5. Officer Statham, he's not going to be proud of that one. He's not proud of that one at all, I imagine. But the cover of night is allowing Officer Statham to move way up the eastern side now. Silent Night's on the flank, may be able to catch him if he stands up and gets too walky around here. Was he just spotted by Green Theft? May have been. Might have been suppressive fire, actually. Officer Statham narrowly managing to get past Silent Knight's flank there. Never mind. He gets taken down. Now Officer Statham will be able to apologise for his double team kill in the tent. That is still incredibly unfortunate. A double team kill in a league match is definitely not ideal. That Volk round getting taken. Now they will continue to have their reign of terror at Animal House. They may pull away with this. They may defy my prediction that Phoenix would win. Yet again, I've said that many times. My predictions are on and off for this series, it seems. Fourth round, Suburbia 2. Hopefully, no more team kills will come out of Phoenix here. I wonder what Officer Statham is feeling right now. Someone dropped something there. Not entirely sure what. No remorse from Officer Statham. We're calling it here. Heartless killer on Phoenix. I'm sure he apologized many times in chat. Is that a nade? No, it's a smoke. That could be a devastating nade, but this is an aggressive push from Animal House, it seems. This is not really what I expected. Though some nades are coming out from Phoenix. That may be devastating. It's going to take down Silent Night. The insta-kill. The insta-kill because it nade. It landed perfectly. It rolled just between the sandbag and the wall of the building. Now it's just Green Theft Auto left on the western side. He's going to catch Statham just around the corner. There's a trade between the two. That is an advantage for Animal House. So unfortunately, he's going to be instantly finished off. The rest of Animal House now moving around the eastern side. They will be able to get that call killed out on the western side. So the rest of Animal House will not be too information starved, though. They will have to be very, very cautious of Rush Z. Squiguken picking off Green Theft Auto. Finally, confirming him not picking him off. That is the superior terminology. Vox Voice, Rush Z actually peeking around there. Takes down 2 in 3 shots. So that is a double kill. 2 birds with a couple of stones. A handful of stones, you might say. And the tables have rapidly turned very much inside of Phoenix's favour here. Now it's just Enaka left up on the northern east side. having to deal with Russia Z, chances are not going to work out well for him in any scenario. The anger from Inaka there, shaking his tablet in front of his face after seeing that he's the last one standing. Inaka seems to be waiting for Russia Z. He should know that the bodies are there. Can actually see the one by the array cart, and most likely assume there is another one there. So it seems he's just waiting for Russia Z to get aggressive, peek out the northern east side. I don't see it happening under any circumstance really, but it is a possibility. But Gibbs, if he actually might have a really long sight line here. It is a little bit dark, so I don't think he'll see much, but it is a possibility. Shots do ring out. Just some suppressive fire though. He doesn't have to worry too much. But Inaka was spooked by that. He's going to be peeking for Russia Z. He's not going to see Russia Z though. His gun hit it, but he did pop the shots. Not going to hit anything though. Boxtor is doing the suppression above the wall. Now Inaka, if he has a nade, now is the time to use that nade coming out from Russia Z. Flash actually, it perfectly blinds him. Russia Z, if he pops out now, he'll take down Inaka. He's going to reload in the middle of a field and gets taken down. A round going to the Volt team yet again. Phoenix brings it to a 2-2. We're going to see a very long series here indeed. Officer Statham still not paying back his team kills quite just yet. Again, a rehash of the scores. You've got to do it reasonably often, otherwise people will forget. It was 4-2 Bazaar, 2-2 Suburbia. I'm surprised Animal House is putting up such a impressive fight against Phoenix here. Historically, they have been quite weak on Suburbia, not doing too well on it. Typically, it is one of their weakest maps. Well, it is their weakest map. But it seems they have picked up their pace. They won against Legionnaires on Suburbia. So maybe they have turned the tides here. Or maybe Phoenix are a little bit weaker on Suburbia than they appear to be. They did take Suburbia against G-Men 3 weeks ago. We also saw them take it against Blaze last week, which maybe it is just Animal House being a bad matchup for them, because Animal House took Suburbia 1 month 3 weeks ago as well against Legionnaires, or Phoenix actually. So maybe Phoenix, they just are not a great matchup, or rather Animal House is just not a great matchup for Phoenix on Suburbia, and maybe that's why they're slipping here. Oh, they're going in hard. The call from Phoenix is to the Bernie objective. Not a great spawn for the objective, but nevertheless, it is the Bernie objective, and they're going in hard, they say. I expect Animal House to play against this very well. They will definitely expect a hard push coming from Phoenix here. If Phoenix don't get some really on-point nades here, I think they're going to totally collapse under the defense of Phoenix. We do already have Inaka being so aggressive. Yet again, he's going to hear Zach Fontaine stomping about next to him. Or Zach Fontaine, very luckily, not catching him through the bush there. The rest of Phoenix, though, will be aware. They'll be aware of his location. Nades also less than ideal on the side of Animal House. Inaka seeing Gibbs. He's seen Officer Statham actually takes him down. Now Gibbs will know where he is, and Zach Fontaine will also know where he is. The second Zach makes any noise, Inaka will take him down. But most likely, Zach's going to be the one to take him down instead. Knife, 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 knife! They get the knife kill. Zach Fontaine takes Inaka. This side now totally cleared without suspicion on the side of Phoenix now. Knife kill chant works. It goes through barriers. You managed to hear it through time itself. Don't worry, he got the knife. Everything's good. Green Theft Auto is in a very risky position here with Russia Z. The shots are popping off. If Green peeks around here, he could take him down, but no. just a little bit too slow. But if he goes on the flank here, he could take him down. Rush Z, though, he's aware. He hears the footsteps from him. He gets taken down. And now it is a 3v4 equaled up almost. If Animal House can just get one pick, that will be equaled up. Never mind. There goes Steven taking down the nades on point on the objective. There goes Gibbs and Zach Fontaine. Silent Light also taking down at the exact same time. Now it is just Box Toys in the spawn room now. There is nobody left to cap the objective, though Steven is there to give the call-outs. The only 2 men left on Phoenix, Ron rushing Box Toys and the other sitting inside center house. If Squee rotates around, he could get the cap here. No cap from Phoenix. They decide to go for the kill instead, and the kill they do get 3-2 now. If they take this Vault ground, they are going to be the ones to take this map. And we'll be going to that 3rd map, and who knows what it could be. They'll most likely be Quarantine, but don't tell anyone I said that. I think Animal House will have to pull off a serious miracle here. I think Animal House will be the type to just throw caution to the winds. If they throw caution to the wind here on this round, go for a cap attempt on the objective, smokes in, maybe even a shield. I don't think I've ever even seen them play a shield. If they do play a shield, they could get the cap here, but I think Phoenix are going to be doing everything in their power to stop the cap. I think they'll be playing actually aggressively, just to make sure that if they actually get on the objective, then everyone's going to be dead on the side of Phoenix. Potentially the final round now. Let's see what Animal House is planning here. They are going it. They're doing the hard push. They have the good spawn for it. They just need to make sure they get the smokes on point, get the nades on point, and have this entire push on point if they want to get the cap here. This is their chance to take this match brutally. Most likely they've already lost this map if they do not get the cap, so they're not too worried. Phoenix actually playing quite passively. Those smokes, there's so many. I count 6 smokes. They're very nice, very spread out. As long as they don't come up the eastern side, they should be in a very good position to Austin Statham. He could seriously catch people off guard here. I've never seen someone take this position before. This could be a strong one, but we have actually the counter push. It's from the eastern side instead. Silent picking off one, gets refragged by Rush Z. This may be the slow cap from Box Toys though. He has to deal with Officer Statham, Gibbs, Leroy taking down Zach Fontaine, picking off another. Enaka taking down one. Box Toys taking down another, and now they do stand a chance of going for the cap here. It's 1v3. There were 3 deaths in the second, and about 10 seconds there. Officer Statham probably calling for Rush Z to get back to the objective. He does appear to be rotating back. Box Toys will be getting called out constantly. He does see him, he does take him down. They do not get the cap, unfortunately. Steven infuriated. That is pure unconcentrated, well, concentrated anger. It's very concentrated. It's definitely not unconcentrated. They do get the round. They do have the Vault defense. Let's take a look at what objective they'll have to defend. Oh, center house. This could go to a 5-3 if they get unlucky. I think Animal House will just pile everyone inside of the center house there. They do not want to risk a 5-3 here. After working for that, they worked for that round very well. The smokes on the eastern side making a push kind of seemingly signal to the enemy team, but it's actually them pushing from the western side with 3 guys and the other 2 slowly pushing from the east. Very nice push from Animal House last round. Here we go. Final round now. Phoenix versus Animal House. Second map. Could be it.
Knacker does that.
Are Phoenix going to be going for a fast camp here?
Connector makes me feel like I'm dying all the time.
Yeah.
They do have lots of drum mags being given out, though I'm not sure if that does signify a rush or a lot of suppressor fire. A lot of suppressor fire it is. So much, it actually works out. They take down one. Maybe they'll take down Enacra as well. No, unfortunately not. But that one pick, slowing down Animal House, getting into position. That's exactly what they want. This is a very good start for Phoenix. And they could take down Gibbs. It does. It lands almost right next to his head. That could have been an insta-kill. Luckily, it's not. They are going to get that revive off, most likely. So Enacra getting picked off. He stood around the back way too long. Was taken down by Zach Fontaine after he pushed up here. Rushes, he did get that revive off. And if a nade comes from Silent Night here, they could take down 4. Unfortunately, it's not a nade, it's instead lead. Officer Stephen gets taken down. Silent gets aggressive pushing out here. Very aggressive pushing out. He's going to have to back off, though. He ran around the spawn house there. Center house, rather. That was so dangerous. Now he's looking for Rushes. He's going to pick off through the bush, though. Rushes going to confirm that kill. Now it's just 2 men left on the side of Animal House against 4 members of Phoenix. They have all of the utility they could ever desire. And so much more. Phoenix most likely going to take this round. Maybe even with a cap. Lot of wasted utility from Steven there. That could be a huge mistake when they do eventually decide to push up here. I hope Greenthef's back doesn't hurt, because Zach Fontaine, he's going to catch him the second he stands up. As long as he stays low, he's staying safe. The Rushdie might be looking to kill Zach Fontaine, his own teammate, if he's not cautious and doesn't check his tablet. There, coming up, takes down 1. Now it's just Steven left to defend this. He needs to be very careful. 1 rushing into the corner, takes down Steven. Phoenix, they do take that round. They do take that map 4-3. And now it's putting up a very good fight, but unfortunately, not enough. We are going to go to that climactic 3rd map as predicted. Suburbia 2 was definitely an experience to cast. Definitely an interesting experience. Actually quite nice. I quite like the darkness of it. It's almost homely. So far we're at that 7-6. Phoenix almost trailing on points. If they take this second map, potentially it could be a one-sided one. On the points, that is. It's definitely not seemingly one-sided in the individual rounds, that's for certain. They do have this lobby up again in the new map. We can say what it's going to be. This is for the 3rd map. Totally as expected. It's going to be Quarantine. And with a rough objective to start off with, a tank objective. Man, that's not good for Phoenix. If Animal House can get a cap on the first round, that'll be the pace for them, for certain. So Phoenix, they're going to have to be careful with this first round. They'll have to pay attention to their defense, pay attention to their rotations if they really want any chance of being able to continue, well, to hold the pace for this Quarantine map. As long as there's no caps, though, this could go either way. We'll have to see and find out. So while we are waiting for this to begin, we can just stand by and listen to Onward Radio. Here we go now, on to quarantine. Now it's going to be on the offense for that tank objective. As I said, Phoenix going to be so cautious with this. If they don't want to possibly lose this first round to a cap, that would be catastrophic to them. I was looking for a pun between a Phoenix and a catastrophe, but it didn't really work out in my mind. I'm kind of disappointed by that.
There's one already in tank courtyard.
Green Theft, he had a nice angle there. He could have taken down one. Unfortunately, not quite working out. Was that a nade? What was the point of that nade? I'm not entirely certain. But it's doing something at least. That nade, however, could have been a lot more successful if it was just a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, Rushes is going to have the two coming in from the northern side instead. If Steven just looks over here, he could take him down. But he's too preoccupied with the far northern side. Oh, and the powerful prone position behind, underneath rather. That engine could be very strong, that nade. Also, that smoke actually absolutely perfect to block Gibbs' vision. Just slightly occluding it though. It's rolled over a bit too much. Rest of the smoke so on Turbine dead on. That will block Statham. Enak again picked off by Russia Z. Having a nice angle from the roof there. That is going to alert the other two in the north of his location. They're going to be rushing for him very soon. That's going to be Steven taking him down, though he just managed to take down Silent Knight just as he died. That's very unfortunate. And it's now two friendlies down. Two friendlies, that being Animal House down on the center burning. Need to get these revives off immediately if they want any chance of being able to take this round. But Skoryuken's in a very good position here to actually hold this base of the roof. Anyone trying to go for rotation is going to have to come roughly through this area or the central bit. If he goes way around the far west, which he may, he has the time, it could work out, but seems instead it's Zach Fontaine getting picked off by Will of the Wisp. He's going to free up the eastern side though. He's given away his position, and that is going to actually distract Skoryuken. Going to make Steven's journey a little bit safer on the western side, though he does need to speed it up a little bit. If he wants to go for these revives anytime soon, he only has us, I'd say, about a minute before those guys bleed out, maybe a minute 30 seconds. He should know where they are. Oh my god, Will of the Wisp. He's doing serious work taking down Will of the Wisp, or taking down Gibbs. Officer Statham though picks him off and he goes for the revive onto Gibbs. I would imagine they'll go for the revive as well to the guy on the east. But as long as these two can get up on the side of Animal House, they do stand a very good chance of attacking this objective. Steven just needs to rush, get Enaka up, and then Silent Knight. Goes Silent Knight. Now he needs to redirect, go towards Enaka now. Zach Fontaine was picked up on the far east side by Gibbs. That's what they want. They have evened this up a little bit. No, it's not exactly evened up. It's 3v4. Silent Knight going straight in, actually. 3 minutes remaining. They seem to be getting pretty aggressive here. The smoke's coming in. Officer Statham prone. Silence moved in. Enaka goes down from Officer Statham. Silent Knight knows he's there. He hears him. He takes him down. Now they're trying to do this push. Gibbs takes down Silent Knight on the tank. And now he's looking for the one remaining member of Animal House, but never mind. Steven is the one that takes instead. He's going for the cap. If Zach Fontaine doesn't rotate immediately, this is actually going to be a cap here. Zach Fontaine does not seem aware, or rather he is aware, but he's rotating a little bit too slowly. Steven is capping inside the smoke. Zach Fontaine is going to be far too slow coming in. If he doesn't cap now, this is going to be a cancelled cap. He doesn't realise he's in the smoke. He doesn't realise that they do get the cap of the first round. That's exactly what Animal House need right here to control this pace. That is catastrophic for Phoenix. Man, that definitely woke me up, and possibly everyone within a 500 square meter radius of me. Jesus Christ. My God. Every possible God I can think of. That was a very lucky cap that Zach Fontaine did not see Steven inside that smoke. That is incredibly lucky. Like, oh my God. He's too lucky. Steven's too lucky. You gotta ban him. 25 MMR penalty. He's off. Can't play in the league with so much luck. I think I may need a moment to just rebuild myself from that moment. The cap and the smoke on the first round, just as I predicted, it's too much. If my predictions are right and the cap comes out on the round I predicted, it's too much for me. I overload. My body and mind both just implode on me. Oh, man. That's what Animal House wants. That's exactly what they want. Phoenix, they're going to have to do pretty much the exact same thing if they really want to take this back. We're going into this round now. The second round, though it does say there are 2 points. That is points and not rounds. Just saying that to myself to make sure I do not get confused.
Yeah, we got to be careful about that. And remember, they can peek up this lane right here, Green.
They know to be careful of any caps coming out. They know some dangerous angles. That's what Green Theft actually used on Marsoc. Phoenix, though, if they take control of the roof, they do stand a chance and be able to pepper the objective with nades and just take them down before they actually even start their push. But regardless, they will have to do this very, very smoothly. Nades already come out. That could take down one. It takes down Enoch with the airburst. Absolutely perfect, though. There's still Will of the Wisp behind the tank. He takes down one. Gibbs getting taken down. Most likely, Willow going to be looking for the revive. Rather, the refrag onto the roof. He does not miss him. He does miss him. He does actually manage to miss Rushes E. He hears him moving about, though. He's going for the one-handed shot. It doesn't work out, unfortunately, but he's holding a suicide nade. Unfortunately, Rushes E not falling for that bait. Very unfortunate. But the northern side, they have lost 2 already on the Animal House. Make that 3.
One down, take 4 yard.
Animal House, they look to be playing deliberately aggressive to deny any possible cap coming out here. They want to get off of this objective as soon as physically possible. The longer they're here alive, the worse their chances are. More likely, this will be brought to a 2-2. Animal House are being a little bit cautious of the north. That flash could be perfect. It does blind 2, actually. That's going to delay their push coming in from the center. Well, they are still continuing, and the northern guys are continuing their push on way around the northern east side. They're coming in for a flank that could be very dangerous. Take a look at a little bit longer at the map. You can see him moving around just by Motel. And now Zach Fontaine is going straight in. He wants to deal with Steven. Rather, Steven's going to be looking for him at the same time. He could take down 2, actually. No, he just misses it. The smoke's coming out, getting redirected by Zach Fontaine. Zach Fontaine rushing out. He wants to deal with Green Theft, actually. Green Theft getting taken down. Now Zach Fontaine's going for the cap here. He's sitting in the smoke. Steven, he has no idea. Officer Statham gets taken down. But Steven has no idea that Zach Fontaine's getting the cap and they counter cap it. That was exactly what Animal House did not want. This is a myriad of emotions I'm feeling right now. And I imagine it's the exact same for Animal House. They got that cap, but it's tainted by a counter cap immediately after. Ouch. Let's just take a look at the replays for that. I think we deserve to. Here's the cap attempt from Steve. Well, the cap success from Steven. He walks into the smoke. Zach Fontaine totally unaware when he does actually reach the objective. He does reach the objective before the cap comes out. Steven probably lagging inside the smokes. Zach Fontaine just misses him. The smoke was just dense enough. He gets the cap off. Very lucky. 2 minutes 27 left on the clock. I wonder if it was around the same time. No. That was a much faster cap coming out from Phoenix there. Man, that is unfortunate for Animal House. A 2-2 on the second round. This will be a very close, at most, 4 rounds. Yeah, well, 3 rounds technically. Animal House, they got that cap, but it's tainted by counter cap immediately after. I imagine Phoenix, the morale is definitely going to be high. The morale is going to be brought bounding back very strongly. They're going to be feeling good after the counter cap.
Watch the peek on top of roof.
Do know to be careful of any peekers on top of the roof. Most likely they will catch one. They seem to be just abandoning the push, rather the careful push onto the roof. They're just waltzing up to it. Unfortunately, no one getting picked. they will safely take control, and Squeaken is going to be the main contender for Animal House now, because he has really good vision on the western side, and you have to push up the western side if you want to take this objective, really. Squeaken did see that smoke fly on the western side, so he's going to be looking up for Green Theft Auto, and he's going to get taken down immediately. Or rather, no, he just lucks out there. The suppression coming from Silent Night, not exactly effective. Hiding behind this AC unit, very strong position. If a nade comes up from base of roof, that would be definitely a game changer, but currently there is nobody able to get into that kind of location. The Silent Night is rotating. He's going onto the wing, actually. This is a very dangerous position for him to be in. One goes down, Green Theft goes down at the same time. Zach Fontaine, unfortunately not going to get picked, and instead it's Rush Z that picks off Silent on the wing. Enaka most likely knows that Zach Fontaine is up there and will try and deal with him, but Willow's being aggressive as well, coming up the eastern side of the roof.
There's one in the ditch over left side of the roof.
Seems to have slowed down a little bit though.
Just right next to the roof there, the ditch.
He's coordinating with the rest of his team. Let's see where they are. They're situated mainly on the eastern side, weirdly, and also the plane wing. Pretty dangerous. Will-o'-the-Wisp, he should have the information that Zach Fontaine should be somewhere by the roof. There is no real idea exactly where these positions are going to be. And he most likely won't even see Zach Fontaine. So Zach Fontaine's going to have the drop onto Willow. He seems to be making quite a bit of noise. Yeah, he knows. He's flipped back, and if Willow doesn't get in cover now, he's going to get taken down. Locked out there. And if Zach Fontaine ducks back just as Willow peeks out again. The peeking, very unfortunate on the side of Phoenix there. Two missed peaks right next to each other. Very unfortunate, but they do have control of the roof now. As long as a friendly nade doesn't come out from Enaka and take down Will-o'-the-Wisp, they are in a good way here. They do have a man going way around the far eastern side now. Potentially he could be a force for good on the side of Phoenix here. So Will-o'-the-Wisp is going to be the main contender. He almost takes down Zach Fontaine. The Pika, Rush Z coming from over the hill, takes him down. And he's going to be evening it up even more. Or rather, the opposite of evening up, widening the gap even more to a 2v4. Enaka, if he does have a nade now, let's actually take a look for the chest. He has a smoke. One smoke and nothing else. He knows Rush Z's there, but he can't do anything about it. And most likely he won't expect Zach Fontaine to be in that position either. Speaking about unexpected positions, Animal House have managed to get a guy, Steven, all the way around the northern side. That's a very strong position for him to be in here. We do have a confrontation between Enaka and Zach Fontaine there. Enaka, unfortunately, losing out now. It is just Steven left on the side of Animal House, though he is in a very good position. Maybe a stealth cap. We take a look at the defense here. If he just goes for a very, very lucky knife onto Officer Statham, somehow Officer Statham will have to miss him. If he went for a very lucky one, there could be a cap come out, though. It would be probably the single most dangerous cap. Oh no. Steven, don't make any noise. You can't make any noise. The second you do, you're going to die. Because that's C4. That's very, very well placed. But unfortunately, they do not have anyone that can give info on someone that may be in this northern passageway. Steven, as long as he headshots off to Statham, unfortunately he doesn't. He's going to make his position very aware. The C4, Steven sees it. He sees the C4 and he's going to knife it. He knows how to get rid of it, and that's good. He can't allow that C4 to stay there. But interestingly, he's rotating around. They do know he's there. Steven looking to maybe catch that rotation from the rest of the members. Fortunately, not going to catch anyone, but the entirety of Phoenix has rotated onto the objective. They were really scared by losing their guy from the northern side, and rightfully so. He could have walked straight in for a cap. As long as he did it very quickly, that is. I don't see a nade on the side of Steven's chest right now. So unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do too much with Rush Z on the objective. He's just going to have to get a very good peek onto him and hope. And also, Zach Fontaine also in a very good position. Gonna have to get a good peek on him as well. Zach Fontaine sees him. It's a trade between the two, and Phoenix, they take that Q1 round at Animal House. They need to take this next vault, or it's going to be a very, very sad time for them. evened up on points though. This could go for a tie points. Very little MMR difference. Well, very little MMR loss. Whatever team loses. As long as Animal House can pull out this round, Phoenix pull out the next. This is going to be a very close one for sure. Animal House, they will definitely try and get this defense with all of their matter, all of their force they have in their team. They don't want to lose this for a 4-2, that's a certain, especially on a Marslock round for that north objective, which is quite easy to defend really. They'd much rather lose it onto something slightly less unfortunate, or slightly less hard to lose. For some reason, Officer Statham can hear Malcriado in his headset.
Yeah, that's it.
Hopefully not a big issue. Seems maybe he turned his mic on in the Discord chat by accident. Yeah, he's sitting in there, so maybe it's a possibility. Did not hear exactly what their plan was going to be for this objective, or even roughly what it was. I do imagine they'll be going for an Eastern focused offense, judging by this rollout already. Expecting lots of nades coming out onto the roof from Skookin initially. They are dead on. It could take down Greencraft Auto. It was an instant kill. Never mind. They don't need the nade at all. That nade would have been a nice down onto Greencraft, but instead it's Zach Fontaine getting the headshot from the Eastern Story. Oh, Phoenix though, they are in a little bit of danger from Enaka. Enaka could potentially snag one if he decides to go on a flank here. I don't really see it happening too much, but that's pressure from Gibbs is definitely going to ward off Enaka. He's out of here. No way he wants to hang about here any longer. These already smokes coming out from Phoenix, actually. Are they planning their offense to go out now? It looks like they are. Skookin's going in from the base of the roof. Silent Knight instantly headshot by him. One tapped, very nice. The members in the west of Animal House, they're going to have to be coming up, rotating back to the objective relatively shortly. These smokes are a big threat to them. Will of the Wisp, however, he should see Skookin coming in from the tank here. He's going to see him gets taken down. Enaka, though, going same time as he gets taken down by Officer Statham. That's very much going to scare Animal House here. Phoenix losing another. Gibbs taken down. Now it is just one member left in the east. Another at the base of the roof, and another just on top of the hill by the white truck. Officer Statham's going in. Will of the Wisp will most likely hear him moving about here. Oh, he backed off. He's not going to hear him approach. That's going to be a very dangerous position for Animal House to have left him in now. Officer Statham is now trying to trade with Will of the Wisp, and it's not going to be trade, it's going to be a loss for Animal House. So they do get the kill off though. He is spotted by Steven. Steven takes down Statham. Now it is a 1v2 scenario. They do have Officer Statham alive, calling out info while he is downed. Man coming in from the northern side here is going to be a big threat, that being Russia Z, and he takes down Steven. And it does go to a 4-2 on Quarantine. That is going to be Phoenix taking that match overall. A very, very close matchup indeed. You can see why they're so closely tied in MMR and also on the standings. Absolutely a fantastic match for certain. 2-4. 2 points going towards Animal House there, 4 going towards Phoenix. 9-10 total score. Phoenix winning out on those points and those map wins. That's what they want. The MMR is definitely going to be going up by 10 today for certain. Maybe it'll go up by more. Depends on how their non-rounded MMR is. We don't know that. Only Dakin knows. We can hassle him for information. But regardless, do want more information on the VR Master League, which I'm sure all of you do not need it. You are all League players in chat. VRMasterLeague.com/onward. Link is also in the Twitch description. You get the idea. That is going to be all from this match, Animal House versus Phoenix. There are going to be more casts later on this week. We do have Globochem versus Danglers, cast by Sleepy of Danglers. That is going to be tomorrow, 3 AM GMT. Technically Sunday for me. We also have me and Sleepy for Animal House versus Mob Squad, another Animal House game. We've been casting a lot of them lately. That is going to be also Monday, 2 AM GMT, the day after the Globochem match. But that is going to be all from us now. Goodbye. Thank you for watching, everybody.